Welcome to MacEwan University's Spring 2021 Convocation. My name is Tony Fields. As MacEwan University's Chancellor, I have the pleasure of conferring your academic credentials today. We will begin today's ceremony with the singing of the National Anthem. As Chancellor, I declare MacEwan University Convocation open. At this academic ceremony, we will honor our 2021 graduates by conferring degrees, diplomas, and certificates, and will recognize the outstanding achievements of the students of MacEwan University. Although we cannot gather in person, we are honored to be able to celebrate your achievements. And I extend a warm welcome to all of you who have joined us virtually. We are very grateful and pleased to have you with us. I would first like to take time to acknowledge the land on which we gather in Treaty 6 territory is the traditional gathering place for many Indigenous people. We honor and respect the history, languages, ceremonies and culture of the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who call this territory home. The First Peoples' connection to the land teaches us about our inherent responsibility to protect and respect Mother Earth. With this acknowledgement, we honor the ancestors and children who have been buried here, missing and murdered Indigenous women and men, and the process of ongoing collective healing for all human beings. We are reminded that we are all treaty people and of the responsibility we have to one another. I would like to invite Elder Francis Whiskey Jack to provide an Indigenous invocation.
Tansagaki unwagu maganak kauyatugugisi kunitsika son nehio niuche nitskopone huche. Welcome all my relations. My ceremonial name is Fine Day, and I'm originally Cree from Saddle Lake Reserve, located about 2 hours from Edmonton, northeast. And I'm also known as Dr. and Elder Francis Whiskey Jack. And I'd like to, first of all, start today by honoring you with a prayer in my language, which is Cree. How mamu tawi mau semantu kaksewatsin, so itamon anan uchkisaka uma kasapuska kuksnamaksak uta MacEwan. Creator of all living things, always first, I acknowledge this precious gift of life that you give to each and every one of us, but especially in honoring our students today that have graduated and that have passed many hurdles to get to where they are today. And so today, in this celebration, I invite everyone here to join me with their physical presence, with their spirit, their mindset, and their emotion. So today, it's a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful time to celebrate, especially when we're getting over COVID-19. And I'd like to give this congratulations to everyone that has worked so hard, but also with this MacEwan and the New Learnings in Life, all the support that they get from their staff, the teachers, the professors, the deans, the trustees, and everyone, especially the parents that are involved in this great ceremony. So again, thank you very much, and may you have a joyous, wonderful celebration. Hi, Nanaskamun. Thank you very much.
Through learning, we flourish and help others to flourish. We stand here today on the brink of important change for ourselves and for the world. Inspired by the past, we now step forward to transform the future. Engaging with others, we cherish the diversity of experience within our communities and ourselves. Through perseverance, we excel. Through compassion, we connect. Through creativity, we thrive. Through knowledge, we grow. Through all this and more, let us forge a legacy to nurture, to inspire, to endure. Moved by this spirit, strong in our knowledge, we move out into the world with open arms, open mind, and open heart. We pledge to leave the world better than we found it.
Convocation is a time of recognition, reflection, and celebration. I stand here and I celebrate your success and accomplishments. You have shown determination and strength, especially amidst the challenges the past year has brought. I would like to pay tribute to all that you have had to do to complete your programs. We celebrate you as you look towards the opportunities that you have ahead. As graduates of MacEwan, you are prepared to serve your communities with creativity, integrity, and empathy, and to contribute to meaningful improvements in society. Your education and your experiences here will serve you well on your chosen path. As you contemplate the path ahead, keep in mind the choices that you cannot yet see. The path ahead is unknown. The view you have of your future may not be what the world has in store for you, and your journey may be beyond your current imagining. As we celebrate your accomplishments, I reflect on my own path, one that has brought me here in front of you today. I see that education, learning, and embracing the unknown have been with me throughout my journey. Growing up in Barbados, I could not have imagined that I would be here in front of you all these years later. Looking back, I see the influence of the people around me and my willingness to take unexpected opportunities, not always knowing where they would lead. We are told to keep an open mind so often that we may forget what it means for each of us in our lives, to admit what we don't know, and to embrace the mantra that we can continue to learn at every step. I encourage you to approach the unknown and to keep learning, especially from those around you. As a cancer specialist, I have seen the resilience of the human spirit, the ability to see optimism in the most challenging times, and I take those lessons with me in my own choices every day. We share your hopes and your optimism about the future, and we know that your experiences at MacEwan will serve you well in your chosen path. Graduands, you are about to join the many MacEwan alumni who have helped to shape our city, our province, and indeed our world. As you contemplate your future, please commit to the pursuit of greatness and recognize the rewards of lifelong learning. We stand with you as you contemplate how we can help to build our communities. How we contribute to building our world may not be clear to us yet, but I know that you are prepared to take on the challenge.
It goes without saying that the world you are graduating into today is far different than any of us could ever have imagined when you first walked through the doors of MacEwan University. The fact that many of you were unable to walk through those doors again during the final year of your programs still seems surreal. But during these past 16 months, I have watched you, from a distance of course, adapt, struggle, and persevere. I have also witnessed you think critically, solve problems, and care for your communities and each other in so many different ways. Yes, you are graduating into a world of uncertainty, but as our university's new Chancellor, Dr. Tony Fields, recently shared, uncertainty creates room for hope and optimism. While I know that to be true, I also remember how difficult it can be to find the cracks and crevices where hope resides when you graduate in uncertain times. I moved to Edmonton to do a postdoc in the mid-1980s, just after Alberta's economy was beginning to emerge from a deep recession. As I finished my postdoc, which I enjoyed, amassing an impressive research record, I realized that I was more interested in water policy than field research. The province, however, was not hiring, but there were workarounds. My first real job was with a temp agency that hired me to work for Alberta Environment as a water expert. Working for a company that gave me points for each dollar earned, which, by the way, eventually earned me a coffee maker, certainly wasn't how I imagined my first job post-PhD, but it was what I had to do, and it was very humbling. I don't tell you this story because I think you're in the same position that I was, or because I feel that there's a lack of opportunity out there today. In fact, it's just the opposite. I share this story because I want you to have hope. I want you to see opportunities where at first you don't see them. To give yourself permission to pivot, to change your mind, and to take what you've learned during your time at MacEwan and apply it to your own life however you want to. About 6 months into that temp agency role, I was working on a boundary waters project between Alberta and Montana, and we were preparing for a critical meeting. The 6 senior leaders representing the province each asked me to help them prepare their speaking points. And afterwards, each one of them asked me to review the meeting minutes to make sure they got it right. At that moment, I knew I was going to be okay, that it might take a little while and that I needed to be patient, but that whatever circle I found myself in, there were ways I could contribute and make a difference if I built relationships and trust. After that, I never worried about what my job was. Instead, I focused on how I could help. How could I contribute? What could I bring to the table? So I challenge you today to take a few moments to think about what you bring to the table now that you have graduated. To really think about it. The credential you now hold is important. It demonstrates to the world that you can get things done. But that credential isn't who you are and doesn't tell the entire story of exactly what you have learned and what you take with you from your experience at MacEwan. So I encourage you to take some time to try to truly articulate what completing the degree, diploma, or certificate you are receiving today actually means. To really think about it. Do you know what you're good at? What you still need to work on? Where you feel confident? How many projects have you managed and completed throughout your time here? What have you learned about communicating with others? About failure? About success? Your answers, I think, will help you appreciate what you bring to your circle, to approach your contributions with intent, and to fully appreciate how you can make a difference. I know from experience that you are about to encounter choices and opportunities that you never imagined. And if you need further inspiration, you do not have to look very far. As I mentioned earlier, during this convocation, we are honoring you, our graduates, along with our first Chancellor and recipients of our first honorary doctorates, Dr. Tony Fields and Dr. Brenda Barton. Both are shining examples of what can happen when you take risks, move forward with intent and optimism, and are curious enough to walk through the many doors that present themselves. Our Chancellor and honorary doctorate recipients are now members of our campus community and part of your circle. This pandemic has taught us many lessons, including the importance of place. I can't help but reflect today on how much it means that our university is downtown, of our place in the ward of O'Daymon at the heart of the city through which the North Saskatchewan River runs, of the responsibilities that we hold as treaty people, how we must lead in ways that involve the heart, how we need to connect with one another. So as you go out into the world and do great things, I hope you will remember to come back to us, to share your successes, and to remind us all of the incredible places that hope and optimism can lead us. Our future depends on you, individually and collectively, being all that you can be. Congratulations to each and every member of the class of 2021.
And now, graduands, it is your turn. I will ask President Trimby to present the graduands for 2021 so that I can formally admit you to your degrees, diplomas, and certificates.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculties and schools of MacEwan University, I present these graduands named in the convocation program. I ask that they be pledged and admitted to the MacEwan University credentials that they have earned. Graduands, I will ask you now to join in the MacEwan University Graduate Pledge. The pledge is not an oath, but an expression of purpose to which you will respond, I will. Will you pledge yourself to use the knowledge, experience, and skills you have gained at MacEwan University to serve your community and the world faithfully?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Province of Alberta, and upon the recommendation of MacEwan University's General Faculties Council, I admit you to the degree, diploma, or certificate to which you are entitled, and I invest in you all the rights and privileges, powers and responsibilities pertaining to that credential. Now I bestow upon you this credential as a solemn trust to transform, to engage, and to improve the world from this day forth, to teach and to learn from others, so that through your learning we may all flourish. Congratulations.
Dante, greetings to everyone. My name is Chase Husey, Bachelor of Commerce and major in accounting graduate. In accordance with my First Nation roots, I acknowledge Creator, the grandmothers and the grandfathers who continue to empower our First Nations people and for whom I am grateful to my success. I acknowledge the Treaty 6 territory land we stand on. To the graduated class of 2021, congratulations to all of you. We had set our sights on our goals and aspirations. We have adapted and persevered. We have demonstrated that we stayed committed to our studies and our pursuits throughout this COVID-19. It was no easy feat dealing with the uncertainties. Despite it all, we have all gained new knowledge and skills. Our dedication has brought us here to this milestone that we all celebrate together. Once again, my congratulations. I want to thank MacEwan University and staff for providing us the opportunity to succeed throughout COVID-19. The devotion of instructors and professors to student success provides us to be contributing members of our society. My personal journey began from Sampson, Cree Nation, and Musqueam. Just like any other First Nations community, ours has faced many social adversities, from traumatic impacts of intergenerational issues of high suicide, high substance abuse, and high incarceration rates. I never understood why things were the way they were growing up as a youth, why I would go into the neighboring towns and be spoken to differently and to be looked at differently. I felt out of place, especially when I was impacted by the loss of our father at a young age and my mother raised 5 of us working hard to provide. I came to MacEwan in the fall term of 2017 with aspirations of obtaining a business management diploma and entering a career in policing. I was thrilled, motivated, and grateful to be here at MacEwan amongst intellectuals who were just as committed. Unfortunately, midway through my first term and 1 week prior to midterms, my only brother suddenly passed away when he was attending to his own studies. My world came to a sudden stop. My whole foundation was torn. I was so broken. Life continued without me. Midterms were still 1 week away. Assignments were due, and I felt defeated. I reached out to the Indigenous advisors within Hospice Center, and they provided support throughout that hardship. I continued my studies, but took the spring and summer term off to grieve, to heal. It is this kind of adversity many Indigenous people face. During this break, I attended to a summer camp that would be beneficial for my healing journey. I took the opportunity to work with the community elders as I couldn't accept the loss of my brother. Throughout my brother's lifetime, he saved 2 lives, giving them CPR and getting them the medical treatment they required. He had a good heart. I couldn't understand why he was able to be there for others, but his life was not spared. What an elder told me was, "Chase, I needed to stop living up in here, and I needed to start living down here." In our Cree culture, we learn with both our hearts and minds. Such a simple teaching, but yet so profound. You see, at the beginning of my studies, I aspired, and it was all about me. I truly began to understand the many impacts of the past traumas my people faced. Many had come from families whose parents attended the residential school system. I looked at many of my own family members differently. My uncles, aunts, Gookum, my grandmother, even my own mother, all had attended the residential school, and each dealt with it differently. I knew from here that I did not want to put my people away, but I wanted to help them. I began living my life for others, and I changed the direction of my studies. What I have learned throughout my journey here at MacEwan is that uncertainties will always arise. It is almost as if the universe is challenging you. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to succeed? How much grit are you willing to put into it? I was so sheltered before entering MacEwan that I had felt out of place. I learned that you must forgive your past and embrace your identity. It is about the choices we make today and the impact we can leave that matters. I learned that life is not just about your grades, your credentials. It is about living it for one another, supporting one another, being kind to one another. We do not know what someone else is going through at any given time. I would not be standing here in front of you if it wasn't for the support, the community, and the kindness of others. I have truly learned the meaning of love. So graduates, as we all embark into our careers or into further education, I encourage every one of you to not live life only for yourself. Do not let your credentials make you, but utilize them for the good of your community. Live your life for others, your community. Live it for your family, your neighbors, and live it from your heart. We are all in this short journey together called life, so let us live it together for one another. I want to give a shout out to my late brother Chance. I did it. To the graduates, you all have succeeded. We are the future that our parents have told us about. All the best in your future endeavors. Congratulations, everyone. Hi, hi. Thank you.
As the Dean, it is my honor and privilege to bring greetings on behalf of the Faculty of Nursing. Nursing has played a pivotal role in the response to the pandemic worldwide. Over the past year, students in the Faculty of Nursing have been an integral part of this response, adapting to new learning realities and ways of thinking about and delivering quality nursing care. More specifically, students have learned and practiced in complex clinical practicums, whereby supporting, facilitating, and engaging in nursing work to end the pandemic. We are incredibly proud of the contributions and achievements of our students whom have risen to the challenge and excelled in adversity. As our graduates enter or continue in practice, it is their skills and experiences gained at MacEwan that will form the foundation for a healthier tomorrow. Congratulations to those convocating today. In each faculty and school at MacEwan University, we recognize the students whose academic efforts place them at the top of their class. The Dean's Medals are the highest academic honor that may be granted by a faculty, and these medals recognize the exemplary success of individual students in an area of study. One award may be granted in a certificate or diploma program, and one award in a degree program. The Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence in a degree program in the Faculty of Nursing is awarded to Eric Donald Lamar, a graduate of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Eric has excelled in all he has done. His grade point average of 3.99 isn't surprising when placed alongside his past diverse accomplishments, including a Bachelor of Science from the University of Alberta and courses en français from Campus Saint-Jean, prior to his current Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree. Eric has also taken courses in Latin, triathlon, and music at MacEwan, and still managed to maintain his fantastic sense of humor. Eric doesn't disappoint outside of his studies with an array of interests in cars, movies, reading, and running, hopefully not at the same time. Although the pandemic has proven to be challenging, Eric has embraced learning in new ways and fully appreciated those moments in clinical which fostered a relational connection with patients and families. Not stopping now, Eric has obtained a position as an operating room nurse with Alberta Health Services post-graduation and is taking MacEwan's Perioperative nursing course in the fall to continue his pursuit of lifelong learning. Nursing is in excellent hands with Eric as he starts his nursing career. Well done, and we are so very proud of you, Eric. The Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence in a certificate program in the Faculty of Nursing is awarded to Teresita Salcida Address, a graduate of the Wound Management Post-Diploma Certificate Program. Teresita, or Tess as she is called by her family and friends, has an accomplished nursing career and successfully achieved a grade point average of 4.0 in her post-diploma certificate program. Tess first obtained her nursing degree in the Philippines and has since obtained licensure as a licensed practical nurse and then registered nurse in Canada. She has worked in various areas including intensive care, rehabilitation at the Glenrose Hospital, and recently works extra casual shifts immunizing Albertans as part of pandemic response. Tess credits her interest in wound care to her father and diabetic complications, noting that not all have access to wound care around the world. In her spare time, Tess enjoys baking and spending time with her family. Active in her community and in the nursing profession, Tess has demonstrated that hard work and perseverance can lead to unexpected positive outcomes. Congratulations, Tess, and we wish you all the best in your continued practice.
I would now like to present the Dr. Cheryl Brown Distinguished Research Award. Each year, this award recognizes one faculty member who conducts exceptional scholarly work that has demonstrated significant contributions to society and the scholarly community, locally, nationally, or internationally. This year's Dr. Cheryl Brown Distinguished Research Award goes to Dr. Samuel Mugo. Dr. Mugo graduated with a PhD in analytical chemistry from Memorial University of Newfoundland in 2006. From 2007 to 2008, he held a 2-year postdoctoral position at Queen's University, where he worked on portable sensors for clinical diagnosis. Since joining MacEwan's Department of Physical Sciences in 2008, Dr. Mugo successfully developed an NSERC-funded interdisciplinary research program that engages MacEwan undergraduate students. Many of Dr. Mugo's students and alumni are fully engaged in the program as active knowledge co-creators. Dr. Mugo's research focuses on developing smart polymer nanomaterials that are integrated in small handheld devices for chemical sensing. His lab's mobile chemical sensors integrate data analytics apps and are tailored for use in precision agriculture, food and water quality assessment, environmental monitoring, and non-invasive wearables for health and wellness monitoring. Dr. Mugo's commitment to research includes a focus on ensuring his results are accessible. And he works to create opportunities for students to participate in his research activity. His approach helps ensure that we provide students with an enriched undergraduate experience. From 2018 to 2020, Dr. Mugo served as one of MacEwan's inaugural Board of Governors research chairs. Dr. Mugo, it's my honor to present you the 2021 Dr. Cheryl Brown Distinguished Research Award. It is my pleasure to recognize the achievements of our outstanding faculty members. The Distinguished Teaching Award acknowledges MacEwan faculty members whose dedication to teaching inspires their students and colleagues alike. Considered one of our highest honors, the Distinguished Teaching Award celebrates outstanding teaching ability and a commitment to educational leadership. We have 4 Distinguished Teaching Award recipients this year. The first is Dr. Sarah Gruel, Assistant Professor in the Department of English. Dr. Gruel received her PhD in Comparative Literature from the University of Michigan in 2016 and has been an assistant professor in MacEwan's English department since 2017. Her areas of teaching and research include South Asian literature, lyric theory and poetics, and global hip-hop. She also works in curriculum development and literacy for early Punjabi readers. At MacEwan and in the community, she is dedicated to helping students flourish as writers, critical thinkers, and engaged global citizens, particularly through an explicit commitment to writing pedagogy and to teaching diverse and non-canonical literary texts. Her commitment to each individual student's learning experience was evident in the nomination letters students wrote. Congratulations, Dr. Gruel. It's my honor to present you with the Distinguished Teaching Award. I would now like to present a Distinguished Teaching Award to Dr. Cameron MacDonald, Associate Professor and Chair of the Department of Computer Science. Dr. MacDonald is passionate about ensuring all students have the opportunity to develop computer literacy skills. He joined the Department of Computer Science at MacEwan in 2011 and has been chair of the department since 2017. His research focuses on broadening participation in computer science through connections with other disciplines, including classics, design and business, as well as on global humanitarian issues. He is currently a co-investigator on a project funded through the National Science Foundation. He has worked to find opportunities for computer science students to use their skills in the community, including with the Edmonton Public Library through assignments where students write code for social media platforms or explore the impact of technology on different cultures. Dr. MacDonald, it's my honor to present you with this award. Next, I'd like to present an award to Eamon Ma, an instructor in our English as an Additional Language program. She began teaching English as an additional language at MacEwan in 1996. Her students often face unique challenges as adult English learners. They may have left behind jobs, family, and friends, so to come to Canada to start a new life. She plays an important role in their new beginning, helping them to acquire the language skills that provide a foundation for success. By focusing on improving students' proficiency in reading, writing, listening, and speaking, she increases her students' self-confidence and helps them reach their next goals. Eamon Ma, I'm honored to present you with the Distinguished Teaching Award. The final recipient of a 2021 Distinguished Teaching Award is Alan Wesley, Assistant Professor in the Department of Decision Sciences in MacEwan's School of Business. Professor Wesley holds degrees in finance, actuarial science, and economics. He has taught for over 10 years and has consistently received positive feedback from his students and his peers. His dedication to his students is demonstrated through his pre-COVID average of 250 one-on-one student consultations each term. In addition to his commitment to his students, Professor Wesley is chair of the School of Business Program and Curriculum Committee and, beyond the university, the Fort Air Partnership, a multi-stakeholder nonprofit that monitors ambient air quality in the industrial heartland north and east of Edmonton. Alan Wesley, it's my honor to present you with the Distinguished Teaching Award.
Eminent Chancellor and Madame President, I now present to you the following graduates from the Faculty of Nursing.
Now presenting graduates from the Faculty of Nursing receiving their Bachelor of Psychiatric Nursing. Kristen Patricia Cabernel with distinction. Melissa Zavo with distinction. Stephanie Isabella Horan. Sophie Elizabeth Margell. Nicole Carmel Saunders Recknagel. Morgan Brianne Shade with distinction. Salome Martha Sumamo. Curtis Mark Thew Heffernan. Jessica L. Vander Cooey.
And now presenting graduates receiving their Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Sarah Mohamoud Abba. Fatma Ali Abdulrahman, Asma Abia Abdulaziz, Julie Michelle Adam, Sydney Rose Lynn Adams, Lisa Akanwa, Allison May Alcaide, Catalina Paz Andrade, Sarah Ann Andrew, Joshua Asielo Arabia,
Brenda Banda, Marianne Avalon Barnido, Idris Abdi Bashir, Brian Antonio Bautista, Anna Nicole Beckett with distinction, Leah Noel Belsheim with distinction, Jessica Aaron Betcher, Mackenzie Elizabeth Bevan, Kaisa Danae Bishop, Nicole Elizabeth Bittman with distinction,
Holly Nicole Barodi, Ashley Marie Baumberger, Sean James Buchanan, Jordan Hannah Buczynski, Mackenzie Day Burrell, Megan Riley Boosie with distinction, Mary Jeanne Cabarlo, Joan Grace Kamat, Marika Castro, Thomas Ching Case,
Jasmine Kaur Chima, Jinlu Chen with distinction, Unuha Cho, Jiwan Choi, Chelsea Megan Clark, Joseph Philip Dagneau, Madison Lynn Darda, Delaney Ray Darachuk, Anmol Davis, Janelle Aranzaso Della Rosa,
Emily Fraser Dell, Rupreet Kaur Danju, Elizabeth Joanna Ding, John Irving Ding, Kirsten Deanna Dolan, Trisha Briones Domingo, Blanche Ann Cancino Domodon, Hannah Victoria Dowie, Corinne Elizabeth Duhamel, Angela Louise Durig with distinction,
Teresa Katrina Zavik, Amira Esa Rahman, Shaban Abdillah Alabe, Mariana Maurina May Halalabi, Jessica Brooke Elliott with distinction, Muna Elmi, Kendra Sloan Falk, Iman Abdirazak Farha, Mukhabat Fazilova, Elena Nicole Feschuk,
Lauren Avery Feth with distinction, Aldwin Chino Kilala Flores, Sarah Linda Ann Forster, Michaela Danielle Ruth Fraser with distinction, Sherry Ann Friesen, Kirk Ison Gabuna, UJ Red Gem Aguilando Galleguez, Gerardine Garchitorena, Marissa Valdez Garcia, Olena Glushak,
Alexandra Lauren Gould with distinction, Lindsay Karen Graham, Dylan Earl Raymond Greeno, Harjot Kaur Grewal, Blair Catherine Grimes, Emily Catherine Goldberg, Rosario Ann Gumapak, Kayla Marie Habiak, Adiam Habtom, Franz Hanna,
Diana Harris with distinction, Candace Haspek, Megan Marie Hain, Tanisha Lee Henriksen, Emma Catherine Hetherington with distinction, Lauren Holmes with distinction, Sarah Jane Holubitsky, Yuvi Evelyn Hong, Tiffany Grace Horn, Amy Marine Hosking,
Jenny Huang, Olivia Huang, Alyssa Eva Huffnagel, Esra Hussein, Olawumi Olarenwaju Ishola, Ali Janan, Sundas Jan, Chelsea John Mohammed with distinction, Victoria Dawn Jansen, John Garcia Joel,
Joseph Jones Thachuthara, Diana Adele Jorgensen, Hazel Justin, Crystal Kahn, Hannah Joan Kennedy with distinction, Renee Lynn Kerr, Marissa Marie Janet Kilbourne, Raquel Elizabeth Klug, Morgan Leanne Konski, Nicole Lindsay Koopman with distinction.
Paul Adam Kulig with distinction. Eric Donald Lamar with distinction. Nadine Louise Batican Leal. Hannah Frances Legat. Mary Cruz Alexandra Leon Cavalos. Jessica Lester. Caitlin Letts with distinction. Mariah Jane Letts with distinction. Brendan Leung. Paige Berlin Luchko.
Aisha Abdi Mahamoud, Emily Mai, Justin Peter Manabat, Abby Dawn Manning, Emily Caitlin McKinnon Marco with distinction, Taylor May McCool, Caitlin Elizabeth McCullough with distinction, Haley Rose McFall, Shauna Rose Irene McInnes, Kaylee McKay,
Randy Ferdinand Mendita. Tiara Jordan Milo. Erin Amelia Molino. Michelle Mukolo. Aidan Thomas Monroe. Janelle Valdine Meyer. Winnie Nakungu. Paige Eileen Neelan. Ethiopia Negusi. Andrew Tran Nguyen.
Jesse Trong Tuan Nguyen, Charmaine Anchan Nokam, Chelsea Bell Norman, Emma Christina Osterling with distinction, Janelle Sherry Michelle Paymont, Robin Sierra Patry, Morgan Terry Peacock, Paige Leslie Ann Parrott, Jordana Claire Perry, Cassie Carol Ann Pinkowski,
Isabella Ponciano. Toba Rahman. Catherine Lynn Richards. Olivia Lynn Riddle. Maya Lynn Riley with distinction. Hannah Ray Rodriguez with distinction. Fel Andrea Adio Rodriguez. Madison Rachel Routh. Roxolana Rusnak. Ampreet Kaur Sangara.
Sharon Cole Sangara, Pavanpreet Saroya, Diana Marie Schnur, Morgan Alexandra Scott, Vishali Sekar, Carmen Lottie Selsler, Devansh Sharma, Sonali Kisha Sharma, Kyla Lindsay Shaw, Sanjana Shinto,
Sheila Singh Manandhar. Marianne Elizabeth Sisson. Amanda Benneth Soltis. Sherilyn Tao. Anastasia Tarasevich. Sweet May Teotico. Madeline Janet Thomas with distinction. Stephanie Jean Topless. Chow T Min Tran. Kimberly Truong. Jane Toria.
Euphrosyne Umuhiri, Emily Ann Underhill, Tatiana Antonia Unger, Ijioma Precious Uzurchuk Wuamaka, Megan Cecile Valet, Milena Varabieva, with distinction, Menshi Wang, Tanner Joshua Watmo, David William Wilkinson, Ningjing Zhu, with distinction,
Jenna Madison Yazinski. Justin Hui Feng Jung. Catherine Ellie Morgan Zahn. Flor Del Rocio Zamora Roman with distinction. Peyton Jane Zander. Brittany Lynn Zemanek. Amanda Shu Wen Zhang. Faytine Derby Zmeriam.
And now presenting graduates receiving the Cardiac Care Management Post-Diploma Certificate. Melissa S. Bursey, Veronica Michelle Woods.
And now, introducing graduates receiving their Gerontology Post-Diploma Certificate. Harveer Kaur with distinction. Kushbu with distinction. Navjot Kaur. Parminder Kaur. Sujata Bashnat with distinction. Twinkle Bhatia with distinction. Alvinder Singh Dhillon with distinction. Moses Francis with distinction. Amanjot Kaur Grewal with distinction. Harmeenpreet Kaur.
Harpreet Kaur, Jaspreet Kaur, Jaspreet Kaur, Lakhvir Kaur, Mandeep Kaur, Manpreet Kaur with distinction. Manpreet Kaur with distinction. Rupinder Kaur, Sukhpreet Kaur, Jasvir Kaur Mahesh, Kushvir Kaur Man with distinction. Manvir Kaur Pandher with distinction. Gagandeep Kaur Sidhu with distinction.
And now presenting graduates receiving their Hospice Palliative Care Post-Diploma Certificate. Harveer Kaur, Kushbu, Navjot Kaur, Parminder Kaur, Sajata Bashnet with distinction. Twinkle Bhatia, Avinder Singh Dillon, Moses Francis, Amjad Kaur Grewal, Harmanpreet Kaur,
Harpreet Kaur, Jaspreet Kaur, Jaspreet Kaur, Lakhvir Kaur, Mandeep Kaur, Manpreet Kaur, Manpreet Kaur, Rupinder Kaur, Sukhpreet Kaur, Jasvir Kaur Mahesh, Kushvir Kaur Man, Manvir Kaur Pandher, Gagandeep Kaur Sidhu.
And now presenting graduates receiving their Occupational Health Nursing Post-Diploma Certificate. Derwin Luke, Sharon Anne-Marie Morris.
And now presenting graduates receiving their Perioperative Nursing for Registered Nurses Post-Diploma Certificate. Amanda Danielle Atke with distinction. Kylene Azupardo with distinction. Rebecca Ruth Bissett with distinction. Alberta Jean Brown with distinction. Kathleen Culp, Kristen Cook, Jenny Lynn Daisley, Seth Deere with distinction. Patricia Evelyn Delgado with distinction. Heather Lynn Duff with distinction.
Taylor Jade Fedosky with distinction. Christina Leisha Furby with distinction. Lisa Concheta Grande with distinction. Jaskaran Kaur Jawanda with distinction. Sarah Kapikzowski with distinction. Nancy Karuki with distinction. Abba Krista Kent with distinction. Kirsten Marie Kurek with distinction. Stephanie Ann Larson with distinction. April Lim Lava with distinction.
Allison Marie Maloney with distinction. Kala J. Masong with distinction. Carolyn Marie McStay. Erin Murga with distinction. Madison Holly Neal with distinction. Jacqueline Ann Noyes with distinction. Patricia D. Olson with distinction. Melissa Jean Perry with distinction. Olivia May Pesty. Devon Mackenzie Prime with distinction.
Colin Adam Savage with distinction. Amrita Sohanpal with distinction. Catherine Isabel Stevens with distinction. Sheena Louise Thiessen with distinction. Kirsten Kathleen Waddell with distinction. Joel John Yaglan with distinction.
And now, presenting graduates receiving their Psychiatric Nursing Diploma. Olusola Temitope Adewole. Oleg Benga Abudeu Agbelui. Adiolu Oyewolu Aluko. Amber Marlene Anderson. Jessica Arulia. Jessica O. Duong with distinction. Brendan Lloyd August. Ashley Ann Baukmeyer. Taylor Sidney Bowery. Harjit Kaur Baines.
Amanda Aaron Da Silva. Cameron Mason De Moores. Danton John Davis. Genesis Karen De Jesus Plancarte. Tennille Lauren Deutsch. Marie Madeline Dressler. Lyra Leke Fongai. Shabazon Christabel Fonji. Heather Brianna Gilker. Brandon Kevin Glover with distinction.
Allison Kale Princess Good. Olivia Madison Lee Gorensrud with distinction. Jaleesa Corrine Grant. Eliza Groenveld. Carmen Ha. Shelby Lee Hansen. Sarah Ann Haupt. Samantha Grace Hemming. Nicholas Taylor Hemmings. Jana Aaron Hirsch.
Taylor Maud Elizabeth Hoag. Marla Beth June Inger with distinction. Brittany Alana Giles Jackson, Danielle Raymond Genot, Olufemileo Kola Edikere, Callista Diane Louise Lacroix, Shane Locker, Taylor Donovan Bing Ma, Damar Rahim March, Danica Lee Kawilan Marcos,
Jordan Lee Morling, Sarah Dorothy Ann Murphy with distinction, Melinda Jane Neufeld, Lauren Christine Newells, Sirad Abdullahi Noor, Chandel Brianna Parnell, Millie Rajesh Kumar Patel, Jessica Taylor Peterson, Danica Lees Pachinik, Madeline Jane Porico,
Jessica May Porter, Marilena Janine Robinson, Christy Roycroft, Madison Ray Sebak, Shaja Sestik, Anabia Shagik, Aswathi Sliba, Ricardo Antonio Talaria, Madison Page Tower, Federlin Traya,
Jamie Ann Vandenbrink, Morgan Nicole Venecia, Alicia Michelle Voon, Teresa Wine with distinction, Gia Caroline Woods.
And now presenting graduates receiving their Wound Management Post-Diploma Certificate. Teresita Salacida Anderes with distinction. Sarah May Ann Keller. Amy Marie Roberts. Sherry Lynn Rotter. Ayan Silva. Andrea D. Stamp.
Hello, graduates. My name is Lori Katuza. I'm a graduate from the Occupational Health Nursing Program in 2016 and a member of MacEwan University's Alumni Advisory Council. I'm thrilled to be one of the first to congratulate the class of 2021. Well done. Alumni are MacEwan University's greatest legacy, and we are proud to welcome you as the newest members to the alumni community. What does it mean to be a MacEwan alum? It means that you're in good company, joining an extraordinary group of over 80,000 alumni who are making a difference in communities across the province, the country, and the globe. Like your fellow alum, Brenda Barton, a global humanitarian who received one of MacEwan University's first honorary doctorates as part of your historic Spring 2021 online convocation ceremony. It also means that even though you've completed your program of study, your lifelong relationship with MacEwan is just beginning. As you begin the next phase of your life, whether it's starting a new job, continuing your education, or following another path, we are here to provide you with support to help you along the way, so ensure you stay connected. Once again, on behalf of the Alumni Association, congratulations, class of 2021. We can't wait to see what's in store for you.
This brings us to the closing moments of our ceremony, and I would like to thank all of you who have joined us online today. It gives me great pleasure to thank the many people in our MacEwan community who have worked hard to make this convocation happen under such challenging circumstances. Faculty, I want to thank you for all of your work and your perseverance through these trying times. You ensured that your students were engaged in meaningful academic experiences that have built their success here today. Graduates, I'd like once again to congratulate you all on your success. While this signifies the end of your academic career here at MacEwan, it's not the end of your lifelong journey of learning. Remember to look for the unexpected opportunities, the challenges that are not obstacles, but new paths. And remember to learn from the people around you. I am sure as you watch this ceremony today, there are people who have helped you on this journey. I'd like to invite you, our graduates, to express your appreciation to the people who have supported you along the way. Congratulations again to the class of 2021. And with that, I declare this convocation closed.